Hello, I'm Mrs. MacDonald, and I am your child's teacher for the FSA SAT class. We have several things going on, and I figured this may be an easier way to communicate with you than emailing or texting all of this information. I will be sending or will be making a sheet, kind of a cheat sheet with the dates and things to do for you, and I'll give that to your student as well. Hopefully they showed you this, forwarded it to you, and send you that paper as well. One thing is, we've had a crazy year. We all know that. It's been just as crazy in school as I'm sure it has been for you. But our kids, your kids, have very much stepped up and risen to the occasion. I was very, very proud of how many of them took the SAT with such confidence. We have really practiced in here, and many of them did in class what they need to do to pass this benchmark. They may have told you, it was last Tuesday that we took it. They are the first class that the numbers rose. It used to be a 430 that they needed on the reading, writing language. Their class this year, our juniors, rising seniors, they had to get a 480. So they had to come up 50 points. So we have worked really hard, and I think many of them are going to pass, and that's awesome, wonderful news. We will get those results on May the 5th, which is just a few weeks from now. So when we get those results, a couple of things are going to happen. Either your kid's going to get to celebrate and be done with this and know that they have passed the graduation benchmark. It's the FSA ELA graduation benchmark. You can get it either with the FSA or you can get it with the SAT. I honestly have more students that get it with the SAT at this point than I do the other tests. You can also get it with an ACT. So we'll talk about that one in a moment as well. But there are 3 tests that you can get this FSA graduation benchmarks. All 3 of them work. You don't have to get all 3. You just need one of the 3. So we've worked very, very hard. And so those results will come out May 5th. Well, your child will either celebrate or be frustrated and aggravated because they're not going to get a passing score. And I just kind of want to preempt that so that you know that's a big day for us. Okay, your kid's going to feel one of those 2 emotions, either elated or they're just going to be very frustrated. For those that are frustrated, what I'm going to encourage them to do is to turn right back around while they're all studied up, ready to go. I'm going to encourage them to sign up for the June 5th SAT. That is on a Saturday. If they have very close numbers, okay? I'll have those discussions with your students, but most of them I'm going to encourage to take that if they did not get a passing score. Now, the issue is going to be that from the day we get our results, we have a 24-hour turnaround to be able to sign up for that June 5th. So the very next day after we get the results, that next night at midnight will be the deadline to sign up for the SAT on June 5th. So we're going to need a quick turnaround. I'm going to do things in class to help them be completely ready with their accounts, already have their pictures uploaded, already have all the questions answered, already have everything done so that it really should not take them very long in class. Now, 2 things. If your child has free lunch, they are able to get waivers, and I'm still working on being able to get those for our juniors. I think we should be good to go, but I'm working on that. The waiver will pay for the SAT. Now, if your child does not have free or reduced lunch, obviously they cannot get that. The test cost $50. It was $52.50 and it's just gone up to $54. Now you say, Miss, why do I have to pay this money? Because the other issue is if they don't pass as a junior, then they will have to have a reading class next year, especially if they're close. They will have to have a reading class again next year, which is not the end of the world. I'm happy to have them in my class, but it's also an awful lot of pressure on a senior to feel like they're not going to be able to graduate until they pass this test. So if we could go ahead and get that off their plate for them after school is over, when they don't have other things going on that are pressure driven, it usually works out best. I also will be doing some Zoom lessons that week right before it. I can give them a packet before we leave school. And then I'm going to have some classes, a couple hours a day for about 4 days that week to help them prepare and get ready for that. So hopefully they will be more in the mode of, oh my gosh, I really need to do this. I need to listen to Miss MacDonald now and take care of business, work with the skills, work with things that we all want them to do so they can find those passing scores. If the SAT is not going to be their test, I may encourage them to sign up for an ACT, and I will be doing boot camps for those as well. There are ACTs, one in June, and then there's also another one in July. The July ACT may be a really good test for them to try to get this benchmark number, because we would have already gotten the SAT results from June. We would have gotten the May ones, we would have gotten the June ones, and if they are really close, the ACT may be a good test for them. It's a little bit faster. There are 35 questions in, 40 questions in 35 minutes. Where on the SAT, it is 65 minutes with 52 questions. So it's a little faster, but I have some strategies that the time hopefully doesn't make them, be as nervous, and they can find success. The other good thing about the ACT is those scores did not raise, like the 430 to the 480, that did not change. It's still a 19. It's a different type test, so the numbers are different, but it remained a 19. It did not jump up. So that's a good test and maybe a good opportunity for your student to pass. So I wanted to make sure that you understood that, and it just felt like that was more than what I could put in an email, or either if I did, you may tune out on me. So I hope that was helpful for you. We have parent conference night is on Thursday night this week, the 22nd. And it's from 4:30 until 7. If you would like to talk to me further about this, or you have questions, I'm available anytime. You can always send me a message on Canvas. That's the easy way, or you can go to the school website. My first name, they make me put my legal name, which is Jane, so it gets a little confusing. I go by Betsy, but I'm the only M.A.C. MacDonald. We have another M.C. MacDonald, and he's a man. I'm the lady. It's M.A.C. You can just look for my name on the school website. Also, on the sheet that I'm going to give your student, that hopefully they send you the attachment, I'm going to show you how to join my parent group. I like my parents to join the text group. I don't bother you a lot, but the ones that were in it, I was able to send them messages a couple days before the SAT and remind them to make sure their kid gets enough rest and eats breakfast and all of those things. I also send out all these dates and things that other parents need to know. So either way is good. I usually send it out on Canvas email, but I know a lot of you are not on Canvas. So when I'm sending out things, I try to find as many ways to get a hold of you as I can. If you didn't get the little page that goes along with this and you want to send me a message, you can either text me. That's probably easier just because I'm teaching and it's harder for me to answer the phone, but you can call me or text me on this number. It's 813-406-0182. I'll give it again, 813-406-0182. Okay. Most of our students are doing really, really well, and we've really been working hard. They may tell you, yeah, but she won't let me turn anything in. Trust me, I let them turn things in right up until the SAT. And I even had one assignment that said, I understand anything that's not turned in up until the SAT will not be graded. So there are some things that are closed, but they had ample time, some of them like 4 and 5 weeks to do things. So please know, I work with students. I have a big heart for them, but I also want them to hold them accountable and let them know this is how the real world works, and that if they don't do something, there are repercussions for it. Now, if they do have a bad grade at this particular point, if it has anything to do with the SAT and it said a due date of last Tuesday, no, I'm not taking that. But anything else they can do, and I will offer several extra credit things. actually you watching this, you will be able to get some extra credit for. Your student will inform you about how to do that. So if you have any questions, please email me, text me, or call me on that number. I am here for your students. I want them to find success this year as a junior, if at all possible. Now, if they don't find success this year, they will be with me, and that's completely fine. I will work with them more. We will hone in on even more skills, or the skills maybe they didn't fully get. That's what we'll work on as a senior next year. They will have more opportunities to take these tests. So don't think that if they don't pass it right now, they're not going to graduate. That's not the case. I will stick with them. I'm the only teacher in the building that teaches seniors who still need to get this benchmark. So I'm still here with your kid, promise, but I want us to partner together so that we can hopefully find success for them this year to take that off their plate before they get to be a senior. Thank you for joining in.